What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and there's some pretty interesting new information that has come out thanks to some new video leaks of very coordinated training of these anti-ICE protesters. We know they're farming them in from other states. They're traveling across the country. We know that they are paid agitators. We know that they are using churches as their training grounds. Yes, that's right. Churches. Thousands pack lefty activist group Monarca's anti-ICE training, where they're urged to annoy agents like a mosquito. In Minnesota, more than 1,000 people crammed into a Minnesota church Saturday for training on how to deal with ICE in the wake of Renee Nicole Good getting what she deserved, during which the radical leftist organizers urged participants to annoy the agents like mosquitoes. Now, I know that there are problems inside of, big churches. Certainly, I can't imagine, if my church was participating in allowing this, I would be finding a different church and I would be telling them exactly why. They said, program sponsor Monarca trains so-called upstanding legal observers to follow, track, report, and record the Department of Homeland Security officers while they're in the midst of their operations, and urge the mostly white, middle-aged, and elderly attendees to attend protests with gas masks, sunglasses, and phone chargers. And of course, a pencil, they said. In Minnesota, bring a pencil as a pen will freeze. Speakers decried the ICE as white supremacist police force that has no oversight, urging the crowd at the Roseville Lutheran Church to be present in their confrontations. Now, if I was a member of Roseville Lutheran Church, I would be having a problem with that. I would be asking exactly why and how. Why is a church being used for political operations? Would that church also rent out its spot? Would that church also rent out its, at these locations? Would it be fine if there was a Donald Trump rally at the church? I don't know. I guess that's my question. I don't know that answer, but it sure seems like it. It sure seems like that. And these are wide scale networks. I've got a video later where citizen journalists have located the same protesters at hundreds of different protests across the country. Renee Good, who after on and found out on January 7th, in an encounter with an ICE agent, was part of a different leftist group called ICE Watch. One speaker blasted conservative men and spoke of the alleged misogynist goals of a white person and a nationalist movement that is strangling our nation. Again, I ask, is this what the Lutheran Church wants to support? Legitimate question. Any members of this? Seems like a pretty big church in Minnesota. How do you feel about them hosting people who are anti-white and racist and anti-male? And, certainly churches have their own opinions about what ICE is doing, but I'm pretty sure there were borders in biblical times. In fact, I know for a fact there was. Another speaker who explained how aggressive legal observers were allowed to be told trainees to annoy ICE agents just like a mosquito. Tables were set up in front of the church to hand out whistles, which have been used by protesters to draw attention to ICE officers that they are shadowing. The large group split up into groups affiliated with churches, schools, or neighborhoods and shared anecdotes of rumored ICE encounters, with some claiming their family members were, quote, in hiding, and others insisting that they knew children who were stalked by agents while walking home from school. All of this is, of course, made up. These are all liberal, bored women who listen to true crime podcasts and watch murder mysteries on Netflix all night long. They are absolutely positively LARPing. One attendee was clear that she motivated to participate in the protest movement because of Good's passing. I live about a mile away. I had to come after what happened. I can't just stay at home any longer, the old liberal female said. Now, again, I 100% support these people's, in doing their protesting. I support them taking part in this stuff. What I don't support is them using their vehicles as weapons, using their vehicles to block traffic, being out and standing in the street, throwing frozen bottles of ice water, which is what they're doing in Minnesota right now, throwing flashbangs and fireworks. This is not a First Amendment thing. These behaviors, standing on the sidewalk or in a public area, holding a sign, screaming, yelling, using your megaphones, all of that is totally fine. Totally fine. These training sessions in other cities are scheduled through the month and are fully booked, according to the group's website. Monarca says it's expanding its operations. Who's funding this, by the way? Well, I've got a video later breaking down all the funding. On a rapid response line, Monarca representatives instruct citizen callers reporting ICE activity to follow agents, take photos and videos, and share their location so the group can send out legal observers to observe active operations. I don't really know what that means. They say they're legal observers, but I don't like just saying legal in front of it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like, what exactly is going on here? A website for the group which stated that their legal observers are trained to come in and aid these being detained by ICE, which is targeting criminals. Observers are instructed to get any detainees' personal information and make phone calls on their behalf if needed. That's fine even. I would say that's fine as long as you're not interfering with doing their job. They are also instructed not to live stream any interactions or post any videos or photo materials on social media. Do you know why that is? Do you know why that is? It's because they want to edit the videos later and upload them out of context. That's why that is. Other instructions on the site tell legal observers and civilians not to run, argue, or resist or fight ICE officers. Now, that's good advice. After the offset of DHS's Operation Midway Blitz on the land of 10,000 lakes last summer, Monarca deployed a downloadable packet called the Wait Station Toolkit on October 31st, informing inquirers of several locations, namely wait stations, where ICE would be conducting operations. They further gave out instructions on narrative messaging, but declares no matter our race, class, or background, we all want to live in safe and strong communities. Well, I agree, and I don't want aggressive criminals living in my community. I want them back in wherever they came from. I mean, that's what most people don't care about this ICE stuff. It's just not the truth. Monarca is an arm of a nonprofit group called Unidos Minnesota, which reported $545,123 in total assets in 2023, according to tax filings. The majority of the funds came from a grant from non-governmental organization Tending the Soil Minnesota. Tending the Soil Minnesota has $1 million in assets in 2023, which are comprised of grants from major organizations like the DC-based New Venture Fund, Amalgamated Charitable Foundation, which manages over $270 million in grants and contributions, and the Minnesota-based McKnight Foundation. Monarca, Unidos, Minnesota, the FBI, and DHS all declined to comment. We need to find out where this money's coming and how this funding is happening. Remember, I've got a breakdown on this later, but these protesters are paid. That is an undeniable thing, you know. This person, she's been at more than 100 protests.
I'm right now I'm representing myself, and I'm representing the folks at Rise and Resist who have been trained
so Rise
to
and
be
Resist.
marshals.
How much do they pay you to wear this vest?
Absolutely nothing.
Really?
So I did some digging, and the woman trying to stop my interview is named Karen Shaw. She is a professional protester. I found her at almost 100 different protests. Let's look at her portfolio, shall we?
That's just a taste for what we got later. Video showing liberals being trained to fight with federal agents and ICE at North Carolina church. They're using another church with viewers demanding a crackdown on organizations funding and encouraging radicalism. We shouldn't be allowing our churches to be used like this.
has already started. As we said, people have been doing the same thing. This was an event at a church there on Monday night. People acted out immigration detainments, and the rest of the room practiced filming them and making noise to call attention to them. Has already started. As we said, people have been doing the same thing. This was an event at a church there on Monday night. People acted out immigration detainments, and the rest of the room practiced.
They're using our churches for this, by the way. Remember, incentives for protesters, displays of leadership and or bravery, like blocking ICE agents, earn you cash bonuses. This person said they quit their job to protest ICE. I quit my job for this. What?
I quit my job for this, and I've been having flare-ups and stuff, so it's like I can barely, and I have panic attack.
You said when you heard the sirens,
flare-ups
you
of
immediately
what?
ran out. Where were you?
I was about 15 minutes away.
And what were you doing?
I was disassociating on my bed. I mean, I might
Disassociating?
as well put my time to some useful. If you've seen the video, everything, it was not self-defense by that terrorist. It was not.
How did your boss respond when you quit?
It was like a part-time. I'm getting back after a lot happened recently in my life, so sometimes disability takes my life over, and I'm still kind of in shock. Like,
yeah, mental disability. ICE protesters are being handed out flyers telling them how to protest. Turn your phone off, hide your identity, prepare for tear gas, don't get caught, and instructions of what to do when the police catch you. Democrat NGOs are educating their troops. This is paid and organized. I agree with this.
Oh, was it all a part of the script? Watch what he picks up off the ground.
Look at all the flyers.
All across the ground.
What to do in a riot?
Feel free to pause it.
What to do in a riot. Don't get caught. Who's paying for this? Who's distributing this?
Feel free to pause. And then on top of that, someone filmed a couple pallets of cinder blocks right in front of the ICE facility gate.
Now, of course, this is not uncommon. This whole thing is a government op, and it's undeniable at this point. I hope you were informed by this video. If you were, please do leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.